The time has finally come. A Halo fan game has finally given a release window to when their game is becoming available to players. This is very uncommon, as most fan projects end up being short-lived and or stuck in development hell. Yet, in their latest update, Contingency has stated that 2021 will be a special year, as they have finally narrowed down a release window for the Halo fan game. They cannot give a definitive date on when the game will launch. However, in their Discord server, it has been announced that the game will be releasing in March 2021, with this image highlighting the date being shared to server members as well. I've provided a link in the description to their latest update that includes the announcement of the release window. I've also been given new gameplay footage to show you, but first, we're going to need a history lesson. It is extremely exciting to see one of the original first-person Halo fan games getting a release window of some kind. For those unaware, Contingency has been in development for almost a decade now. Yet, it wasn't always the project we know of today. The project was initially called Galaxy of Combat and was an Unreal Engine 3, or also known at the time as UDK, Halo fan game that was focused on massive 32v32 battles, similar to how Battlefield games would play. The original team behind the project was BVG Studios, or known simply as BVG Studios. BVG would actually attempt to have Galaxy of Combat released in the spring of 2012, but they missed their window. Unable to gain new members to help complete the project in time, BVG decided to rebrand Galaxy of Combat with a new name and release a new trailer to gain the attention of new developers. The trailer would also be using the new CryEngine 3 to showcase how the new project would look. The name was changed to Project Contingency, and its debut trailer was displayed on the Halo Custom Edition Online Conference, CE3 2013. The rebrand was a success. The Halo community was captivated with the new tech demo and the other promotional material released alongside it. The rebrand also gained media attention and was shared across multiple gaming websites. BVG was finally able to gather the people they needed to complete their game from the new media attention. Yet they were faced with a far greater challenge that was already part of the project. Developing a video game is not an easy task, especially when you're trying to replicate a AAA title that fans have high expectations for. We take it for granted now for all the tools we have available to develop our own video games, but back in 2013, it wasn't exactly the same landscape. There were only 3 major 3D engines available to use at the time: CryEngine 3, Unreal Engine 3, and Unity 4. While Unity had far more community support and developers, it was not known for graphically impressive games. CryEngine 3 was the standout engine for its visuals, and BVG wanted to make their game look fantastic. But this ideology was not something you wanted to build your game off of, and the team would face an extreme number of issues with developing the game on CryEngine 3. The engine would constantly fight with the developers, allowing for little to no room for major system changes. The engine also had a sparse amount of documentation, some of which wasn't up to date most of the time. As R93 Sniper puts it, you had to pay to use the engine. All of these issues with CryEngine 3, amongst other organizational issues, put the game in development hell from 2013 to 2015. This is pretty common for online fan projects though, as keeping organization amongst an online international team with no monetary income can be quite challenging. Yet, this was still a problem for the team, and something had to give. 2015 would see a substantial change for the project. The first order of business was getting off CryEngine, and using an engine that was actually capable of supporting the development the team needed. With the recent boom of Epic Games' latest engine, Unreal Engine 4, a couple of members made a quick prototype of what the game could have looked like in UE4. It was presented to the team, but some members were not happy. The team members who worked on the prototype gave an ultimatum. If the UE4 prototype could reach the level of functionality the CryEngine version had within a month, then they would seriously consider UE4. The UE4 members quickly got to work and were making incredible progress on this version of the game, much quicker than they had with CryEngine. The progress was shared with everyone who was still on the team, and it was becoming evident on what direction the game would go in. Some senior members departed within 2 weeks, with many others following after it was decided UE4 would be the new home for the project. With no one remaining from BVG Studios anymore, Project Contingency would no longer be developed under BVG, and was instead rebranded as the Contingency team. The team also dropped the project from the title, and from then on out, the game would simply be referred to as Contingency. And that's where we stand today. The project would go on to showcase their first ever raw gameplay of the project in June of 2016, and further footage of the game in 2017 and 2018. Unlike other Halo fan projects, the game has only had a few number of status updates throughout the past few years, but 2021 is shaping up to be a big year for the project. As the Halo community waits for March 2021 to roll around, Contingency will be hard at work at making sure their game is ready for its first public release. Now we come to the end of our history lesson. However, I did promise you a special look at Contingency's latest gameplay changes. So without any further ado, here is brand new gameplay footage of Contingency. Enjoy.
You Game over.